Hi, I'm Todd Grisham, and welcome to the last heavyweight standing preview show, Glory's year-long tournament featuring 32 of the top heavyweights on the planet, which takes place April the 5th. The first of 5 events takes place at Glory 99 at the Ahoy Arena in Rotterdam, the Netherlands, with 16, count them, 16 heavyweight battles, with the winners advancing to Glory 100 in June. We're going to take you through the tournament format, show you how we determined our first 16 matchups, as well as bring in my broadcast colleague, the original Glory Hall of Famer and former welterweight champion, Bazooka Joe Joseph Valtellini. In 2025, Glory is taking its tournament format to a whole new level by holding a 5-event series to determine the last heavyweight standing. The heavyweight tournament once defined the sport of kickboxing. Now Glory is redefining the heavyweight tournament. Starting this April and culminating at the end of the year, Glory Last Heavyweight Standing will feature the most innovative competitive format in the history of fight sports. It will highlight both the world-class skills of the combatants as well as the chaos that accompanies tournaments, making it a must-watch spectacle. In order to win the Last Heavyweight Standing tournament, a fighter must win a single fight in a night during the opening round, win 2 fights in a night during the qualification rounds, win 3 fights in a night during the finals. Let's break down how it's all going to work. Phase 1 will have 2 rounds, the opening round and the qualification round. The opening round of Phase 1 will take place in April 2025, with 32 heavyweights competing. These 32 heavyweights will each compete in a single fight against another tournament participant, with each opponent being selected by random draw. The 16 winners from the opening round advance to the qualification round. Taking place in June 2025, the qualification round will randomly divide the 16 remaining participants into groups of 4, forming 4 separate 4-man tournaments. The 4 winners of each 4-man tournament will earn their spot in the last heavyweight standing finals at the end of the year. Comprised of new entries as well as participants who impressed during the first phase but failed to qualify for the finals, Phase 2 will kick off in August 2025. The opening round of Phase 2 will feature 24 heavyweights, each competing in a single fight against another randomly selected tournament participant. The 12 winners will advance to the qualification round, taking place in October 2025. At the qualification round, those 12 fighters will be randomly divided into 3 groups of 4, forming 3 separate 4-man tournaments. The 3 winners of each 4-man tournament will earn their spot in the last heavyweight standing finals, taking place in December of 2025. The 7 qualifiers from the first 2 phases will be joined by a wildcard entrant to form a one-night 8-man heavyweight tournament. Over the course of that night, that 8 will turn into 1, and the baddest heavyweight standing will be crowned. At the end of February, the 32 contenders in the last heavyweight standing tournament were entered into a random draw to determine who they would face first in our 16 heavyweight matchups at Glory 99. The random draw was hosted by none other than the voice of Glory himself, Mr. Tim Hughes.
Certain both of those. Bomb! Bomb! Dropped! Big knee down! Antonio blocked! Left hook and a stinging jab! Knocks knee straight down! Oh! And another shot from Yoku! Front kick to the face! And that'll do it!
So we look forward to and welcome you now to the official draw to find out who each of these 32 fighters will be paired up with on April 5th. First out, number 29, that is Miroslav Vojovic. Number 19, Colin George, the Beast.
From Gashi. Oh, but there's a big jab from George. That's a count. There goes George. He is on rubber legs.
We bring pain. We're coming for the knockout always, and I never underestimate anybody, but he triggered me yesterday a little bit.
Number 7, that is Rade Opacic. He'll be making his debut.
Just a lot of fireworks, big tournament, very motivated, very happy, one by one, anybody, I don't care who I'm gonna fight there. A lot of good opponents, good names, but man, go there and try to kill them all, that's it, simple as that.
Number 11, Nico Horta. Horta, of course, known as Big Sexy around these parts.
I'm your name, Big Sexy. Oh! They have a big personality, and landing some big shots.
I laughed. You can see it in the interview as well. I just laughed immediately, like, okay, we start at the best and then smooth sailing from there.
But why are you going to beat him?
Because I'm big sexy, and that's the big sexy way.
Number 32, that means Nabil Kahab.
And Urindahl right now is getting a lesson, Joe.
Oh, with the body shot too from Kahab.
Yeah, it's a light heavyweight, you know. I don't know if you know how much I weigh. I think from everyone, he didn't want to fight me.
Kahab will take on the number 17 fighter, Milos Svetichanin.
Second before Milos Svetichanin throws that right hand. Oh, and he's out! What an overhand right from the Serbian! Milos Svetichanin!
The matchups are crazy. For example, mine, you know, which makes it like a really interesting challenge because I'm the lightest, he's the heaviest, so it's really crazy matchup, and I'm pretty excited about it.
Number 26, Brian Dowis.
Ryan Dowis' mantra is, I'm always ready to go.
To shock the fans, to shock the Glory division. When Baram has the most fans, the most sharing, it's even more fun to win from him.
Next out, the number 5. Look for some fireworks here. Bahram Rajabzadeh.
Oh, nice knee, sits him flat on his back.
Ve Rico'yu kazanmış, ne bileyim Jamal'ı kazanmış. Genç zamanı. Yani hala da genç, tabii ki de yaşlı demeyeyim ona, ayıp olur. Yaşı benden büyük ama saygı duyarım. Güzel dövüşçü. Yani o da kendi çapında yapacak bir şeyler. Umarım sakatsız bir şampiyonluk nasip olur.
And it is number 20, Sihad Kepenik. Number 1, Yanut Yanku, the Romanian tank.
Has Kepenik back. Oh, massive uppercut. Corner.
I think he's gonna run because he saw the fight with Leidonian. He's thinking that I'm gonna point and run and but we will see in the fight. We will see what will happen.
Ahmed Krinic, Bosnian Steel.
I think I have the best mobility and flexibility in all fighters in Glory Heavyweight division. I'm like moving pressure and the good skills for kicks, and I think I have to show something special in the heavyweight rings.
Next matchup begins with the number 4 fighter, Tariq Osaro. Cookie, as he's known around here.
Trouble, Wazabak may be ready to go.
Facing Benjamin Adekbouy, yeah, he's a bit on this end of his career, and on the 5th of April, I'll show him he's a bit old of age, and it's time for the younger guys.
And that is the number 10 ball, Benny Adekbouy.
I can also fight, but I still think I have more experience than him at the big level. I have more experience in fighting. I fought tougher guys than him.
The number 6, Jamal Ben Sadiq.
Well, because I'm the most experienced guy in the tournament and around all these fighters. So I'm really looking forward to show these guys who the Goliath is.
Christian Ristea, the Gladiator.
Da, nu pot spune ce voi lucra în timpul meciului. Era logică, nu pot spune, însă da, nu m-au ajutat să pic cu unul dintre cei mai titrați din turneu, dar așa a fost să fie și probabil pentru mine asta va fi un semn bun, adică va fost un semn bun.
Welcome back to glory, Jamal Ben Sadiq.
Well, inshallah, I will become the tournament champion and the world heavyweight champion this year. That's my goal to do, inshallah.
All right, without further ado, let's bring in my broadcast partner, Bazooka Joe, Joseph Valtellini. Hey, this thing is so massive, we're going to have to break it down in little pieces, Joe. 32 total heavyweights to talk about, 16 matchups. Let's start with our first four. Which one of these four are you most excited about?
Well, I think starting right off of the card, I mean, you got to look at Romankiewicz versus Luigi Gashi. And you heard the name Gashi before, but this is the brother of Astrid Gashi, who's going to be fight number 4 on the card as well. So you're going to see two brothers competing on the same card. So I'm kind of excited to see how that dynamic works. And I know Romankiewicz is excited to make his debut, and he's coming in with a lot of experience. But from what I've heard about Luigi Gashi, of the two brothers, he's actually the more technical of the two. So we're going to see how their styles compare to each other, which is going to be interesting. And I'm excited to actually see Vujovic coming in, and he's going to be taking on Colin George. If you know Colin George, he's probably one of the biggest guys we have in this tournament. He stands close to 6'9". Had a great debut against one of the Gashi brothers there, Astrid, but I know he's excited to gain momentum, and being a big heavyweight, he can do some big damage in this tournament.
All right, Joe, now as we look at our next 4 matchups, it includes 2 debuting Iranian fighters, including Araj Azizpour. This guy is a great character, a great athlete, and I think he can really make some noise in this tournament.
Yeah, and he's taking on a Yuri Farkas, an Italian fighter who is almost shaped like a bodybuilder, but when you know Azizpour, he's wild, he's fun, and he's got these big bombing overhands, and he's not an intimidated fighter. He's fought a lot of the big names outside of the organization, so keep an eye on Azizpour. We also have some Romanians on the card that we'll talk about a little bit later, but we also have another Iranian on the card, and that's Sima Karimian, who's won a lot of championships outside of Glory, but he's taking on a Glory veteran who's making a return in Tomas Mozny, the Slovakian giant, who's going to be a tough test for him on his debut, so that's another key matchup to keep an eye on.
All right, Joe, now let's move to the second half of the field, and you look at these 4 matchups. 2 of them feature light heavyweights trying to chase glory, so to speak. We've seen Bakram Rajavzadeh do this. What do you make of these 2 fighters' chances?
Well, the first thing I think about is they're crazy. I mean, you got to think how big some of these big heavyweights are is insane. Like, you got a Jamal Ben Sadiq in the tournament, who we'll talk about a little bit later, but they're telling you heavyweights are massive. So the confidence that these light heavyweights have to step in is something crazy and special. Let's talk about these light heavyweights. We have Mori Kroma taking on Nicholas Wamba. We haven't seen Wamba in Glory since 2017, so he's making a return back to the Glory ring. But Mori Kroma's been so dominant with his style. He's tall, he's rangy, he knows how to use his weapons, and that's why I think he's entering this tournament, because he's tall and rangy and knows how to use it. So I think he's got a good chance stepping up, but he's going to have to sit there and be all the confidence, and that's what he has. So I think he can do great. The second light heavyweight we'll talk about here is Milos Svetachanin taking on Nabil Kahab. Nabil Kahab might be the heaviest, the biggest of the tournament, taking on one of the smallest. So I'm excited to see how that matchup goes. That's almost like an old school feel when you see those big heavyweights taking on one of these smaller fighters. So I think that's what made kickboxing exciting in the past, and we're going to see a little glimpse of it here in this fight. But when you know Svetachanin, he's a good boxer, can move well, and I think a small light heavyweight to be able to move around Kahab is a key, and he's got the style to do it. But Kahab, if he gets you in those corners and puts that pressure on you, it's going to be a long, long night for Svetachanin.
All right, Joe, now down to our final 4, so to speak. Some big, heavy hitters in this mix. We're going to break it down in depth a little later on, but what are your initial thoughts on these matchups?
The final 4 fights are going to be something special to watch. I'm personally excited to see Rade Opicic stepping up and taking some of the big names here in Glory, and he's in for a tough one against Nico Pereira Horta. Tarico Saro versus Benjamin Adekbouy, 2 Glory veterans facing off, and I mean, you know, Tarico Saro actually wanted Benjamin Adekbouy when he first signed to Glory. He's got his chance here at Glory 99. But Brian Dawes versus Bahram Rajavzadeh is going to be crazy. Brian Dawes is a kickboxing veteran, been in Glories, fought all over the world, all the biggest names, and you know how Bahram fights. And so that's what's going to make probably one of the easiest predictions I can make, that there'll be a knockout in that fight, because Brian Dawes isn't going to take a step back, and the way Bahram fights, you know how it is, just straight wild. And then the main event, David versus Goliath, probably the biggest height difference of the entire tournament, as Jamal Big Ben Sadiq takes on Christian Ristia, who has fought big names in the past, but I'm not sure if he's fought anyone just as big as Big Ben Sadiq.
While Dutch fighters are world-renowned as the best kickboxers on the planet, from Peter Arts to Remy Bonjasky, Semi Schilt, to the current world heavyweight champion Rico Verhoeven, we've got some Romanians in this tournament that should not be overlooked.
Yeah, we're looking at my work, man. All my life, 15 years of work, you know. A lot of glory trophies, a lot of the most important trophies of me. Glory 76 is the win against Bud Harvey.
Whoa, and he got caught! He got caught! He doesn't get up! And Benjamin Adekbouy has beaten Bud Harvey!
I'm still thinking sometimes, what am I doing at 40? But I even tell to my athletes in the gym, you need to look at me. I'm the most disciplined guy in the gym, you know. Wake up, do your job, eat clean, train hard, rest, again train hard. Even I'm 40, I still have the desire to show people that I'm not lucky to get here. I'm really proud that I can show again why I'm more than 10 years top 10 in the world. Something has changed, you know, by the year. I'm older now, but I think one of the best things that I want to prove to myself and to my athletes that they train inside my gym, and to my son and to me, is that age is just a number. Crazy shit. He said when he was young, he liked the trucks and all the big things. So even now he likes to play it. So
if he's not working with kickboxing, let's have a truck. Benny is a very nice guy. He helped me with the sparks. He also put me in contact with Rico's team, with Dennis. Now I have Lima in my team also. You know, it's very beautiful to see how people, big people, see me.
Da, pot învăța multe lucruri din antrenamentele cu Benny, însă niciun meci nu seamănă cu altul, așa că mă voi antrena specific pentru Mensadic și voi lăsa faptele să vorbească în timpul meciului.
I think we have spirit. We are born fighters from the beginning.
I feel fucking ready.
My father told me when I was young, if you come home beaten, I'm gonna beat you again. So that's the way most people growing up, you know, and that words, it's rolling up in our heads, you know.
The training is coming for you.
Da, nu pot spune ce voi lucra în timpul meciului. Era logic că nu pot spune, însă da, nu m-am așteptat să pic cu unul dintre cei mai titrați din turneu, dar așa a fost să fie și probabil pentru mine asta va fi un semn bun, adică a fost un semn bun. Îl consider un semn bun pentru mine, un lucru pozitiv, că am picat cu Mensadic.
My favorite part in the training is the sparring. I love to get hit and hit back. I love the pain, you know, the pain in the ring. The pain is making me feel like I'm living. Because after that, you go to family problems, traffic, blah, 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 blah. But in the ring, you have like 9 minutes where you are feeling alive. To be honest, in the ring, I feel like home.
Yeah, I'm a fan of sports in general. I like boxing, I like MMA, I like everything, but I think no promotion or no sports combat has ever did what Glory is doing now. 32 heavyweights is insane, man. It's really insane. And you know, try out, then you step in, you do another 4-man tournament, then you qualify, and then you fight 3 times in 1 night. It's something crazy, it's big. I think it's one of the toughest things you can do in sports, in combat sports, fight 2-3 times in a night. And combined, if you go into the final, it's around 6-7 fights a year. It's crazy. You have to be tough.
So Joe, a total of 4 Romanians in the tournament, but if you're like me, one of our favorite fighters in all of Glory has to be the Romanian tank, Ionut Iancu.
Yeah, the tank is just special because he goes forward full power and he tries to take your head off. We've seen some great knockouts from him and we've seen some great fights. And this fight here against Kapenik is going to be a rematch. These two really went at it in their first fight, which really got nominated for Fight of the Year. So they went on knockdowns back and forth. Ultimately, it was Ionut, the Romanian, who got the win. But I know Kapenik wasn't happy with it, and he's training really hard for some vengeance in this fight here. We also have a newcomer from Romania, Alin Nikita. He's actually the youngest in the tournament. He's only 21 years old, but he's got a fantastic record, 16-1. We know how tough Romanians are, and I expect Nikita to be one of those to watch out for in the future and in this tournament as well. We also have Benjamin Adekbui back in another tournament. He's known as Mr. Tournament, Mr. Gentleman. He's coming in and taking on a Cookie Osaro, who we know how big and powerful Cookie is. Cookie actually wanted this fight when he first came into Glory to fight an Adekbui who's probably the kickboxing legend now with all of his experience and one of the biggest veterans in the tournament. So you got to think Adekbui's got a good chance to win this. And then the main event, another Romanian, we have Cristian Ristia taking on Jamal Ben Sadiq. He's in for a big task, but we know his style. He's tough, he's durable, and he's not intimidated. He's fought a lot of heavyweights in the past, but I don't think anyone as big as Jamal Ben Sadiq. So the Romanians are coming in with a big fan base. Every time there's Romanians on the card, their fan base is one of the best we have. So I'm excited to see a live, excited Romanian crew and community out.
Besides Dutch and Romanian kickboxers, the last heavyweight standing tournament will feature a bevy of newcomers, including 2 to keep your eye on, Rade Opicic and Ahmad Krenic.
I'm from Serbia. I trained kickboxing for more than 12, 13 years. Since Glory, I had a little trip to Asia. I was fighting there. And that's where I, let's say, made my name and beat some of the, good opponents. So yeah, now I'm in Glory, and I want to prove everybody where I belong, and I want to, one by one, beat everybody.
I am a fighter who can make some shows with special techniques. I'm not statical fighter who stand in front of ring and take some hooks and knees. I show some special technique with kicks, knees. I make a pressure all the time and I go for knockout.
Well, I think it's very entertaining. It's gonna be a lot of opportunity to fight, So I'm very, hyped, very motivated because it's gonna be a big year, for me and the big tournament. So yeah, I'm hell of a happy, very happy.
Tournament is great opportunity for me. I think I will show my best, and I think I will win this tournament. Yeah.
It means fighting on the biggest stage, in kickboxing, in the world. So yeah, all the opponents are good. All the heavyweight division is really strong. So yeah, I'm here to go for it and to try to go and beat them all.
Well, Joe, Glory literally scoured the globe looking for entrants into this last heavyweight standing tournament. In fact, a third of the entrants are newcomers to Glory. Give us a few fighters that you're going to have your eye on.
Well, the first one's going to be Rade Opicic. I mean, just his style. And he's such a technical kickboxer, which makes it really exciting to see a heavyweight that could move well and basically fight like a middleweight. He boxes well, kicks well, and he's got good, spectacular offense, which we really like in Glory. I love his left hook, the way he uses his left kick, and he's got a good spinning hook kick knockout that I've seen multiple times from him. So keep an eye on Opicic. He's got the fan-friendly style that Glory's gonna really love. He's taking on a tough Nico Horta, and I think that's going to be one of the toughest nights for Opicic, because we know Horta is a pressure fighter who's going to not give Opicic that space. So maybe not the easiest fight for Opicic to debut with, but it's going to be one for the fans to be excited about. We got Ahmed Krenic, could be an exciting fighter. He's got a fantastic record. He's coming in at 16-1, riding a 9-fight winning streak. And if you look at his record, he's got wins over some of the guys in the tournament. The Brian Dowers, he's got a win over Uku Urendao. So having faced a lot of those bigger names outside of Glory, I'm sure he's coming in with a lot more confidence. We're going to see another new fighter come in, Asadullah Nasipov. He's only 23 years old. He's coming in with a newer record. He's 10-1, which is impressive, 5 coming by way of knockout. But he's taking on Murat Aygun, a kickboxing and Glory veteran. This is the perfect fight for Aygun to step in to try to build his name, but I know Nasipov is excited, and his confidence is going to have to be higher than ever coming into this fight.
As exciting as it may be for a Glory newcomer to enter the Glory last heavyweight standing tournament, there's nothing quite like tournament experience. And our last 3 fights of the night feature 4 men who have already been through Glory's tournament gauntlet before and have proven themselves to be among the favorites. Among the 32 contenders looking to become the last heavyweight standing are 5 fighters who also participated in last year's 8-man Grand Prix. With none of them making it past the semifinal, it's fair to say that Cookie Asaro, Nabil Khashab, Bahram Rajabzadeh, Sofian Ladini, and Benjamin Adegbuyi are out for vengeance in this year's tournament.
I think everybody who's in the tournament, they have balls.
Cookie Asaro was considered one of the favorites last year, having just fought Rico and being the former interim champion. But the big Nigerian fell short in the quarterfinal, losing to the much smaller Rajabzadeh. Rajabzadeh, in turn, had an epic fight in the semifinal against Levi Richters and lost due to a controversial knockdown in the first round. The Golden Wolf may have lost the fight, but he quickly won the hearts of the fans and will be looking to go all the way this year.
En son ağır çəkide ayaqda qalacaq idman çiməni inşallah.
Like Laduni in the quarterfinal, Khashab bit off a bit more than he could chew when he faced champion Verhoeven in the semifinal, losing a one-sided unanimous decision. But with the experience he gained last year, the Tank is confident he can go all the way this year. Jamal Ben Sadiq didn't qualify for last year's Grand Prix because he was unranked at the time, so the Goliath has his own reasons for seeking vengeance. Having won the 2018 Grand Prix and recently making a successful comeback at Glory 98, Big Ben Sadiq is confident he will be the last heavyweight standing.
It's like the gladiator style.
Whoever takes this tournament, they all have the same thing on their mind: earn another shot against the champ, Rico Verhoeven.
I will be
the last
heavyweight standing.
Well, Joe, our last 3 fights of the night feature 4 men that have already won Glory tournaments before: Bahram Rajabzadeh, Tariq Cookie Asaro, Jamal Ben Sadiq, and Benjamin Adegbuyi.
Well, I think that's why we got to call them the favorite. Fighting a tournament is something unique in kickboxing, and having done it before is going to have to give them an advantage going into this. We know Benjamin Adegbuyi, he's been almost nicknamed Mr. Tournament because of his style. You know, Adegbuyi's not a fighter that's going to go in there and start whipping. He's technical, he's efficient, and that's why he does so well in tournaments. We know Cookie Asaro is the big bomb puncher. He won a 4-man tournament by knocking out both of his opponents, so that's more of the Cookie style. He'll get you out early, but he has that experience, and this is why, again, he's one of our favorites going in. Bahram Rajabzadeh has been one of the most active fighters we've had in Glory, so it's almost a second home for him. He's been in there against heavyweights, light heavyweights. So I think Bahram and his style gives him an advantage, especially in tournaments, because he's been in them recently and he knocks you out. So he can get you out of there very quickly to kind of move on in the tournament format. So he's got to be a big favorite. And then no bigger favorite than Jamal Ben Sadiq. I mean, he's two-time title contender challenger. He's fought Rico Verhoeven. He's fought in 8-man tournaments in the past and won them. If you look back at that one, it was actual Jamal Ben Sadiq who ended up winning the 8-man tournament over Benjamin Adekbuye. He had a broken arm where he actually turned southpaw to knock out Benjamin Adekbuye. So Jamal Ben Sadiq's excited to be back in there. And he's just coming off a big win over Uku Yurendao where he broke his arm and then knocked him out with a head kick. So he also has momentum going into this fight at Glory 90 now.
All right, Joe, going to put you on the spot here. Give me a dark horse fighter who may come out of nowhere to win it all. And of course, your tournament pick to become the last heavyweight standing.
Well, I think my underdog pick, I'm going to go with Rade Opacic. And I mean, I just like his style. To me, he's one of the most technical heavyweights we can see in Glory. And for my favorite pick, that's a tough one there, but I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't know. We have a lot of good fighters. I can give you a couple names that spark my interest. Obviously, Jamal Ben Sadiq, but I'm keeping a close eye on someone like Kuki Osaro, who's got that knockout power, who's big, who's strong, who's durable. He could be a big favorite in this tournament as well.
Well, Joe, I know a lot of Glory fans are wondering why you didn't mention the Golden Wolf, Bahram Rajabzadeh. We've seen him do damage in the heavyweight division before. Let's see if he can win it all as we count down the days until we determine who the biggest, baddest heavyweight on the planet is. It all starts April 5th, the first of 5 events this year as we count down the days to determine the last heavyweight standing. It comes to you live from the Ahoy Arena in Rotterdam, the Netherlands, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you there. Until next time, I'm Todd Grisham. Go to glorykickboxing.com for more information on all things Glory.